let's get into this Christmas Day hair wash and go for the girls, okay? Anyway, thank y'all for coming back to watch video number 2. We are about to have a great time today, y'all. I got some good content coming, so if you still here and you didn't subscribe last week, today is the day. Hit the button. Hit the button right now, okay? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Alright, y'all, so listen, disclaimer, I got my handy dandy notes with me because I got some stuff that I got to give y'all and I cannot miss anything. So if you haven't saw by the title of the video, today we're talking about Hypnobabies, okay? And if you watched the last video, you'll know that Hypnobabies is one of the techniques that I use during birth. So let's talk. And basically, the way I worded this is in question form, like frequently asked questions, and then my answer, okay? So, the first thing is the obvious. What is Hypnobabies? And Hypnobabies is basically a childbirth education course that you take when you're pregnant, and it teaches you like pain-free childbirthing techniques and hypnosis. So, that's basically what it is. I mean, it doesn't get any simpler than that. You take a course, you learn how to hypnotize in preparation for labor. So that's that on that. Who hypnotizes you? So I know when you hear hypnosis, the first thing you think of is like the person with the chain dangling in front of you. No, girl, that's not how it is. The movies, yeah. You know, I wonder if real hypnosis is like that. Anyway, for Hypnobabies, there is no person in front of you with a chain. As a matter of fact, you do the course at home. They have some that you can do in person, but I did the one strictly from my house. So basically, you listen to a series of tapes, like twice a day, or really at your pace, but twice a day because you do affirmations and they can be at any point in the day. They can be while you're driving, while you're taking a bath or a shower. It can be while you're eating or cleaning up. Like literally you can listen to the affirmations at any point in the day. And then you take an actual hypnosis lesson at night or when you're anywhere sitting down, but you cannot be operating a motor vehicle. You cannot be cooking or standing or walking because once you take the hypnosis lesson for the day, you drift away. So you're actually being hypnotized. If that's not clear, you're going to be hypnotized. So you have to be put when you take the hypnosis lesson for the day. So for my affirmations, like I said, I would usually just pop them on when I was driving to work or when I was cleaning up or something like that around the house. Something that I could be doing and still paying attention. So that's basically all you do. And the rest is history. Okay, so when should you start the Hypnobabies course? They usually recommend that you start the course in between the 20-week mark, anywhere in between there. The sweet spot is usually like 22 to 29, right at 30, right around that 6 or 7 month mark. That's the perfect time because it's a lot of material to cover and you don't want to be rushing through it and not get what you need from it. So in essence, the one I took was probably about 5-week course. So what you do is before you listen to any tracks, any of the tapes, you want to read basically the lesson of the week. And they literally give you day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. This is what you need to listen to on day 1, etc. So I say you can do it in about 5 weeks. However, you want to do it, like I said, between that 6 and 7 month mark, just in case something happens, you fall asleep, because your body is doing a lot of work when you're carrying a child. So who knows, you might skip a night or two. You want to be able to, start that week back over and get back in the game. So 6 to 7 month mark is pretty much a sweet spot. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. What does Hypnobabies teach you besides hypnosis? So the first thing, now this is just my personal experience. You probably can look up other YouTubers who have done Hypnobabies, but this is just me talking from my experience. Other than hypnosis, one of the first things I learned was how to create my safe space. And basically the safe space to me was the place I wanted my mind to go to when I was giving birth, or the place I wanted my mind to go when anything negative was trying to creep in. So, like, for one, in the last video, I talked about how important mental preparation was, because, you know, you have a lot of people who want to share experiences with you that might not be your ideal thought when it comes to labor. So in my case, you know, I listen to my affirmations every day. And sometimes if someone said something that I just didn't want to resonate in my spirit when it came down to my birthing experience, I listened to my affirmations. Or sometimes if I didn't have my phone, I would just think them. And some of those affirmations were basically like, I will have a healthy pregnancy. My baby will come when he or she is ready. My body is made to have this baby without any medical intervention. Stuff like that. You know, I can't give y'all all the affirmations because you got to take the course for yourself. But yeah, so it creates a safe space. And another thing about that safe space is when you actually go into your birthing time, you want your mind to be somewhere else. So it's a good technique to learn while you're pregnant. So when that time comes, the switch can flip just like that. So that was the first thing that I felt like Hypnobabies taught me, was how to get into that safe space. And my safe space was just on the beach. Like, I just took myself, I just imagined the beach, and at nighttime when I did my lessons with my tracks and stuff, when she told us to go there, I went there. In labor, I went there a few times. So it's pretty cool. It sounds crazy, but it is actually very beneficial. The second thing it teaches you, Hypnobabies teaches you, is what your body will experience during your birthing time. So in labor, or when you're in birth, when you're having your birthing time, you're expecting your body to do certain things based off what you've learned from Hypnobabies. So throughout that process, whenever you hit a checkpoint or whenever you hit something that you remember reading about, it kind of makes you excited. And I know that sounds weird because of the level of discomfort or the level of pain that you're expecting. But once you hit these certain marks during your labor or your birth, it lets you know we almost there. You know, we're almost to the point we're trying to get to. So for me, that was super exciting, even beyond the discomfort, because I knew, okay, I hit this mark, now we're looking for the next mark. So that was pretty dope, and that was also very convenient during labor because it just gave you something else to look forward to. The last thing that I really took from Hypnobabies was the birthing terminology. And it's simple stuff that you don't even think about that has a negative connotation or something that puts you in a scary place or whatever. So for example, the word labor. When you think of labor, you think of this hard physical activity or anything dealing with discomfort. So for example, with Hypnobabies, instead of labor, they call it birthing time, your birthing time. Or instead of contractions, they would call it waves, pressure waves or water waves. So it's little stuff like that that can reframe the way you view having a baby. And it just takes away everything that's negative associated with it. And it replaces it with something positive, something that's more comforting to think about. Okay, so do you need to listen to the tapes during your birthing time? Some people do. Actually, the YouTuber that kind of persuaded me to do Hypnobabies, she listened to the tapes during her actual birthing time. I did not. I didn't. And I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't. My mind was gone. My mind was elsewhere. I wasn't thinking about Hypnobabies. I wasn't thinking about a tape, anything. I was already hypnotized, like, once I stepped foot in the birth pool. I don't know when it started happening. It just happened. So there was no time for me. There was no time for me. But I would recommend it if you remember it, or if you have a partner who has access to your tapes or your tracks, play them if it's tolerable. Some people don't want to hear it, which is why it's important to finish it before you go actually into labor or into your birthing time. How did Hypnobabies affect my birth? So for me, like I keep repeating all the time, ultimate relaxation. I was chilling. Yes, I was uncomfortable. Like I said, it's still childbirth, but I feel like I was just relaxed. Ultimate relaxation. That's the only way I can put it. I cannot describe it any other way. So my body like just remembered everything from all of my tracks and my lessons with Hypnobabies, and it just did what it had to do. And basically, like I said in the last video, I was just asleep in between contractions. It was very few contractions where I was up. I don't even know of one, but I was pretty much asleep, and I credit that to Hypnobabies 100%. There is no way I was falling asleep that fast on my own. I cannot do that in real life. That just doesn't happen. So, like I said, I don't feel like you necessarily have to listen to it during. It would be recommended, or it is recommended, but my mind was already trained to the point of, once you hit this point, this is what you need to do. Which is like why I said it's important to have that safe space. So when you get to this point, when you turn this bubble on, when your safe space comes alive, your body knows, okay, she's gone. Let's do what we need to do to get the baby out. And that's exactly what happened. The last effect I think it had on my birth was the mental strength. Like I said, it was childbirth at the end of the day. And I don't want that to sound discouraging, but it was what it was. But through all of that, I was super content. I was super encouraged during labor because I already knew what was happening. It was like I wasn't so much focused on the pain, but focused on, I'm almost there. I'm almost done. Like, we good. We are fine. Let's do this. And that goes back, like I said, to that mental preparation that is so, so imperative when you are considering having a natural birth. So I think I crossed all my T's and dotted all of my I's. And the question that it ultimately comes down to is, do I think Hypnobabies worked? 100%. Absolutely. I cannot figure out any other way I would have made it without that. That hypnosis literally had me chill. I was good. So I say yes, I 100% recommend. You do have to pay for the Hypnobabies course unless you go to a midwife who has the tracks already available to you, which was my case. So yeah, you can pretty much expect to pay for that. I think it retails for like $200, but listen to me, it's worth it. It is worth it. And you can have it for the next birth. So I will be using it again. And I recommend anyone who is going through a natural labor to consider it. 100%. So that's all, you guys. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, like this video and subscribe. And if you have any video requests, drop those in the comment section, and I'll be back again soon. Bye.